I'm really about to put y'all on the most game because I will never go as far and act like I'm a dummy. I am a pretty smart person, but I'm definitely not what y'all think of when you say that I graduated at Georgia Tech from 3 years, especially considering the fact that I was doing it while playing football. I really did learn a lot of little tips and tricks that I am glad to share to y'all. And I really encourage y'all to ask me more questions because, my dad always used to say them athletes know the system. And I can truly and confidently say that I know the system. And the little, they're definitely not finesses, but, there are some little loopholes that I feel confident in sharing with y'all. And I guarantee y'all will be thankful if you stay to the end of the video, so stay for that. But I want to take a quick moment and just really appreciate y'all because channel has done way better than I expected to at this point. I actually had a real good day today where one video got me like 7-8 subscribers. And that might sound crazy, when we get to the point where we boost, but just seeing it now, seeing that a lot of people really are resonating and connecting with my message, it means a lot. So I appreciate y'all. And y'all go ahead, comment something if this is like your third, fourth video, man. Let me know how long y'all been rocking with me. You've been rocking me since the start. This is just the start. So, yeah. But to talk about how I graduated in 3 years, the first thing that I want to say is relationships is huge. In all my videos, I stress networking. What better place to network than, young aspiring adults as well as professors and things who have been recently removed from the workforce. So relationships was huge. Every time I sat next to somebody, especially if you an athlete watching this, man, really write this one down. But I would sit next to somebody and get, you definitely got to get people that you think will be social. You don't try to pick a favorite, certain demographics or whatever. Just pick somebody you think will have a good conversation. Georgia Tech is a very diverse school, so it could be male or female. I ain't really care to race at all. But get cool with them. Let them know your situation. Be like, hey, man, I'm a football player, bro. I don't really be feeling like coming to class, but we kind of have to. So I'm going to just need your help sometimes. And that's all it takes. Because number one, they'll be messed up to just say, nah, man, you're on your own. And number two, what I realize is they be glad to help. And this is not limited to just football players, because a lot of y'all be going into class and just not talking to anybody in general, no matter who you are. That's not a good, if you want to go far or if you want to go fast, do it alone. If you want to go far, do it with a bunch of people, man. So that's the first thing. Get cool with people in your classes because you don't know how much this can help. A day you don't go to class, they'll send you the notes. An assignment you don't really understand, they might have a different way of doing it. Or, so there was multiple times that people clutched up and saved me from wasting an hour or two just because they went to class and the teacher said something, or they might have sent an announcement and I missed out. And just before I actually start the assignment, I asked them, what you thinking of the assignment, whatever. They just say, oh, well, you do this, yada, yada, yada. Also, just two brains is always better than one. Multiple brains is better than one. We really, before tests and stuff, we would really get together and just go on all of our little tricks that we learned throughout the week. So you spend an hour doing that, you got everybody's little tips and tricks that they learn to make the thing easier. A lot of these super smart people, y'all be thinking study all day. That ain't the case. That's the one thing I realized too. The smart people be having more tricks than y'all think, man. Y'all be thinking these smart people, nah, man. They just know how to get that stuff answered well. So that's my first thing. And then also with the professor as well, because I would be cool with the professors early in the semester, just because those who know me know when it get to the end of the semester, it's email time. End of the semester, my grades ain't right where I want. It's email time. And so you really think a professor is finna grant you a request when you didn't talk to him all day, you barely showed up to class and everything? So be cool with the professor. You don't even got to be super cool, but just be a present. That's why in a lot of my classes, I would be the type to raise my hands and answer questions, because you don't know how much further that can go. So many teachers, one of my teachers was so appreciative at the end of the semester about how engaging I was in class and everything, that she really, really, really messed with me on my grade towards the end. And they give you opportunity. And that's another thing. If it does get to the point, I don't recommend it for everybody because y'all don't know how to email. A lot of the time y'all be asking for crazy stuff to a point where it just hurts your case. But if you are somebody who do the email, number one, don't ask for nothing ridiculous. Don't be somebody with a C asking for an A, because teachers just gonna write you off at that point. In addition, don't just be trying to get it for free, See if like there's an extra assignment that you can make up or redo to get, test corrections or stuff like that. See if there's something that you can do to replace, really. And I probably shouldn't be giving this advice because who knows, teachers might get mad at me. But I just think it can only hurt so much to ask. But you also got to be like cordial and realize that during this time, they're getting a lot of emails and stuff. So, I try to really only do it if it meant something. Like if I was an 88 and I really wanted an A, that's when I would do it. But, don't be bothering these teachers. They really do a lot. And, yeah, so that's the first thing is relationships. Second thing is like the most game I'm gonna put y'all on. If you stay, I'm glad you did. Cause a lot of people don't know about this and it makes me upset. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I didn't take a single math at Georgia Tech. I won't take a single math at Georgia Tech. And I need to stop acting like I already graduated. Who knows? Lord bless me with this semester coming up. I don't need nothing crazy to happen to throw me off track. But I am on track. I'm currently in my 15 last hours to graduate in May when I got here in the summer of 2022, and it's 2025. So I graduated May 2025. So 3 real years. But yeah, the thing that a lot of y'all don't take advantage of is transfer classes, man. I didn't take a single math at Georgia Tech. I took all my maths at Atlanta Metropolitan College and State University. I hope somebody from Georgia Tech don't hear this and rebuke my degree but yeah, man, you could really transfer. I think you could transfer as much as possible as long as they're not like your the core classes. I was a business major, but as long as they're not like the core classes for your degree, you can transfer all of them in until Georgia Tech's rule is until your last 36 hours. So what I was doing is, because I was here for football anyway, in the summer, I would take like 14 hours. I would take like 3 or 4 here just so I could have access to everything on campus and not have to worry about eligibility or none of that. So I could go to our rec center and all that in 3 to 4 hours. But the rest of them 9 to 10 hours, man, they were my accountings. They were some labs. They were some biology. Just the things that you don't want to do as a business major at Georgia Tech. I took all of it. Like I said, I'm gonna walk across that stage, if the Lord's will, with absolutely no math at Georgia Tech. Like people be telling me how much finite math and algebra 2, really whooped their tail. And I'm sorry, I just cannot relate because I avoided that and I didn't take it. So, yeah, that's the second thing. 2 is, bro, please don't procrastinate. Like, yes, I was a student athlete, but I really tried to avoid being that person who was cramming all their studies in the last day. Like, man, if you really just do your work when you're supposed to, like, I remember I had one teammate, he was making fun of somebody who, right when they got the assignment, they started working on it. He was like, man, I can't believe he would be started this stuff already with this due in 2 months. But them the people who be chilling, man, because what I really did was I tried to avoid being stressed out. Like when you have as much on your plate as I did between football, academics, and socially, I just made sure that I was in a good mental state as much as possible. And the best way to do that is to avoid procrastinating, bro. Procrastinating is terrible for the body. It's terrible for the mind. You be stressed. You get no sleep. And it's just a huge trickle effect. So I really had one semester of football where every day after practice, because I didn't have a class till 2 o'clock and football would end around 11:30, 12, I would get a little treatment in, a little prehab, and then I'll go to the library every day just to build a habit. Oh, that's another thing. Build habits, build good habits, man. Like that was by far my best semester just because every day I was getting at least, an hour of work in before class. So nothing really stacked up. I never really got behind on anything that semester in particular. And I also y'all got to pay attention in class too, man. A lot of y'all be expected to just not go to class at all. I went to every single class that semester. And it does help. Like, just being there, if you pay attention a little bit, you'll soak in so much more things. Like, I don't know if this is just me, but my memory, it definitely can't be just me. But like with my memory, I would just remember just enough bits and tidbits of what the professor was saying in class to where I would be on the test and stuff. And I wouldn't really know the full answer, but like for some reason, some things would just sound right. And I feel like I'd heard it before. And that really helped me out on a lot, I feel like. But yeah, also take advantage of office hours. Office hours in a class, like if it's about 3 weeks away from the semester closing and your grade isn't where you need to be, you seriously need to be in office hours about 80% for that. Because people don't go. People don't go. So a lot of times it's just you one-on-one with the teacher. You let the teacher know your scenario. You let the teacher know your deal. And if they know that you have been really working, really grinding for the grade for the last 3 weeks, they really will mess with you. Because a lot of these teachers, now this ain't all. This is really not even a lot. This is, you know, some. But it's a lot, it's a good bit of teachers who will really mess with you if you just put in effort, man. Like you, the grades really don't have to be there, but they just see how much effort you putting in and see how much you showing up. That's another thing I should, like, I'm not just about to graduate from Georgia Tech in 3 years as a student athlete. I've been an ACC honor roll all 3 years. Like I'm really finna have like a 3.2, which, you know, ain't, again, it's not crazy, not wow. But I mean, as an athlete, I'll take that from Georgia Tech. You feel me? So yeah, man, just show effort, because that goes a long way too. I'm trying to think of what other tips. Y'all do realize it's 2025 and we got a little more extra resources to your advantage these days. That's another thing. I'm not endorsing nothing, but we do have a little more advantage these days that you can take of it, that you can you know, use as assistants in certain classes. So those are huge. I think one of the websites starts with like open and 2 more letters or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good little tactic to do as well. I'm trying to think, but I promise y'all the biggest thing is just relationship. Get cool with people in your class, man. Don't try to do it alone, because it means so much when you have a group chat. Because what y'all, like, and here's one thing that I realized at Georgia Tech. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. Like, you really be thinking that everybody got it going on and everybody grades is just, or everybody's just ready for the test. But a lot of the time, the people in your class be just as clueless as you. So like, it's better to struggle together than to struggle alone. Because when you struggle together, you know, solutions start popping up from one person, next person, and eventually y'all come up with a pretty smooth solution. So I really think that would be the biggest thing. And if y'all don't take nothing else from this, get cool with people in your classes. Get cool with people who had the class before. That's another one too. You got to get, like, the people who've had the class before, they know how the teacher get. They know, you know, some classes I would know, like, the test was getting curved at the end, or like they only accept one test. So you know what I'm saying? I don't endorse it. But if I ain't feel good about the first test, and I know that the lowest test, syllabus. I cannot stress that enough. Y'all need to be reading up and down the syllabuses. I put my syllabuses in ChatGPT and tell it to give me the key points from it. Cause man, them syllabuses have so much more info than you know. Like, you can really plan out the semester so much differently before and after a syllabus, just because teachers have so many, like, of their unique ways of doing things. Like, some classes I had, you didn't have a single test. So that would really, like, help me take my notes, because I knew I wouldn't have to, like, study for stuff as far as memorization and stuff. I just had to know how to apply it to assignments and things like that. And then the syllabuses is also where you find out about, like, teachers' extra credit policies, because a lot of these teachers be kind of clutch with that extra credit. And then that's where you find out if midterms get dropped or stuff, because you could really use all this to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, picture the scenario where you have two tests, and you're not really ready for either one of them. But you go to the syllabus and you see, oh, this class allows me to drop the lowest test. So now you're in a position where you can focus on that one test. So in my situation, the way this scenario would normally play out for me is I could either get a 50 on both, you could get about a 75, 80 on one if you put the right effort in, put the right study and attention to it, and you could just, tank the other one, man. But it's little tricks like that really did help me out, because, again, it was always my peace of mind that was my biggest thing. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I tried to avoid being, stressed out or anything to a point where I didn't want to work. So yeah, man, read them syllabuses. Y'all get cool with people. Transfer them classes in, man. Please go to y'all local community college or whatever, transfer to Clemson, because you can do them online too. Like, you can do them while you at home for the summer, and they're cheaper. They'll literally be cheaper. A lot of y'all don't even realize, like, for those who y'all are in Georgia, Hope Scholarship still pays for them, man. So yeah, it's really no reason to not do them, I guess, unless you just really mess with the class they're offering and you just want to get the full, thorough experience for whatever school you're at. But yeah, those are really all my tips. I hope y'all learned a lot from this. And like I said, again, I just appreciate y'all so much. I didn't know this many of y'all would care about what I gotta say. But as always, y'all be good, be blessed, peace.